2016, a new TV show hit the digital airwaves and needed a podcast dedicated to chronicling its adventures. An elite team has been assembled for this task. Unfortunately, the world's listeners have not heard of this Wonder Twin duo. And although they may not be known now, in the future they will be referred to as tomorrow's legends.
This is John Constantine.
I am an accomplished warlock, an expert of the occult, and a master of exorcism.
Hello, Legendaires. Welcome to the bonus episodes of Tomorrow's Legends. I am Harley Quinn, and I am going to be bringing you my reaction to the live-action Constantine series that aired on NBC in 2014 and 2015. So I thought this would be something fun to do over the hiatus. Admittedly, I got a little bit of a late start, but you guys are going to be hearing me, here in your ears until April, right up until April 1st. And you might even have another episode, Flash and I come back and just do another bonus hiatus episode because we'd been talking about doing that. So stay tuned for more details on that. But in the meantime, I'm going to start today by covering the pilot episode of the Constantine live action series called Non-Est Asylum. So first, I'm going to start by saying that I absolutely loved the introduction of John Constantine. It was quick, it was to the point, but you kind of quickly understand his world. And bonus, it was filmed in Atlanta. I love the aerial shot to open the pilot. You get to see that a lot of things are filmed in this city, but you don't actually notice that as many of the episodes are actually set here. So that was cool to see that Constantine is actually set in Atlanta and you get all the cool shots of the city. So that was just kind of a bonus for me. I love that. We get to see a lot of New York and LA, but you don't see that much Atlanta. So I thought that was really cool. All right. So characters. First of all, I didn't really find this Liv character to be very compelling. So I know she's not going to appear in any of the other episodes, or at least I don't think. I heard that she had been recast, that they had redone the pilot. I think a different pilot actually aired at Comic-Con, and then they redid the pilot to basically have her move on. So I don't know if this was a character that didn't resonate well with the audience or what, but personally, she didn't really resonate with me. So I was pretty happy to see that she really wasn't going to be returning and that we weren't going to see much of her. It was odd to recast and have a pilot centered around a character that you're trying to buy into, and then all of a sudden that particular character is just gone. But it works. And again, I wasn't really very attached to her. I didn't hate what Theatrix did with the role, but I didn't really love it either. So I know it's odd, but I wasn't sad to see Liv go. All right. So a bit that I liked here. Constantine reveals his past to Liv, right? He talks about his mother dying in childbirth, and we get the first taste of his abusive father. And so for those of us that have already been watching Legends and had not gone back to watch Constantine before this, this was kind of a nice little callback to the little bit of a backstory that we got on the Legends episode. And I'm sure, Constantine fans watching the Legends episode were excited to get to visit Constantine's mom, and he kind of gets to fulfill this dream and this quest that he's had of going back to meet his mom. So that was pretty cool. It was nice to see that they closed that loop a little during the Legend season, so I don't know if we'll get to see more of that, but I definitely feel that at least he got a little bit of closure in that regard, and so it's nice to see that the Legends writers are able to do that and have those nods back to the Constantine series. All right, so the next character that I want to talk about is Manny. So I'm really, really intrigued by his character. I don't trust him at all. I'm not sure that I understand who he's ultimately working for. I know that they told us he's an angel, but he doesn't have that angelic feel, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. We'll see what comes to pass with him. I'm very intrigued by him. Definitely don't trust him, but I like how he can just randomly pop in and out, like he takes over the bartender or he impersonates a guard, standing in the middle of the rain and kind of just manipulates reality and messes with Constantine in that way. So that was pretty cool. I did like that. All right, so I guess this is the point where I should probably let you all know. I have actually watched the first 3 episodes of the series, even though I'm going to do each episode one by one, and I'm going to tell all my reactions, but I have listened to the episode I've watched the episode and actually listened to a podcast that Joe and Tony, who used to do Central City Underground, they have a podcast, and I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end here, but so I listened to their podcast as well. So I got a little bit of insight, at least into the first 3 episodes. I don't know how much I'll be able to keep up with the podcast while I'm doing my reaction videos. So definitely, if you want more in-depth coverage, go back and listen to those podcast episodes because I highly recommend it. I mean, Tony and Joe are fantastic. So anyway, sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent. But so I've actually seen the first 3 episodes, and I know who the woman that's drawing Constantine at the end is supposed to be. So her character is Zed, and I really did find her more compelling. So even though it was really odd to start with the Liv character, write her off, and then immediately put this new mysterious teaser at the end, it was more compelling. So I'm glad that we're going to get to learn a little bit more of her in the next couple episodes. I like the actress a little bit better than the girl who played Liv. Again, don't completely love everything she did in the first couple of episodes, but, she's a little bit better. Or at least her character is more compelling. She has this dark past that we don't know anything about, but I'll get into that in my next reaction video. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. But the other reason is that I kind of liked that they got rid of the Liv character is I feel like it just would have been an entire season of John protecting her. And I get the feeling that that's not going to happen with Zed. She can kind of fend for herself. I guess she's on the run or whatever it is that we find out about her. And so, she can kind of hold her own. And so I like that it doesn't, have to be John like protecting this, scared little girl. So I'm glad they replaced Liv with a little bit more of a stronger female character. So we'll kind of see some more about her. I'm pretty excited about that. And then the last little bit I had character wise was just that Jeremy Davies' character, cannot remember his name, but I would like to see more of him pop up. He's just such like a quirky guy, and I love Jeremy Davies, and just all of his characters are always so unique and so odd, and it's just always kind of fun to see what he does with the character. So I'd like to see some more of him. I don't know if he comes back into the series at all. It doesn't seem as if him and Constantine are on very good terms, so it'll be interesting to see what ultimately can happen with the 2 of them and if we see him some more. So overall, I really loved the pilot episode, and I'm really looking forward to watching more. I mean, it had a much darker feel than I think Constantine on Legends has actually had, but I do think they've done a decent job with keeping some of those creepier aspects of his stories. I mean, especially last season, everything we had with Mollis and Nora, especially his introduction not his introduction, but when he gets to meet, I guess this was his introduction with Nora at the asylum and Daddy Darkest. Oh, it was just such a great episode. It was so creepy. I mean, definitely this season, they've taken him a lot lighter, but they've given him a backstory. So he's getting a lot more character development. So I think ultimately I'm good with that. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how he evolves over this series and how much of that they really did pull into Legends. Because I don't get the feeling that this dark horror vibe really, I mean, it doesn't really jive with Legends exactly. So I definitely think that's why they've had to lighten up the character. So I don't know, it'll be an interesting comparison once I get to finish the full season and understand where the series took this character and then take a look at where Legends has taken the character. So anyway, it would be nice, I think, just to get some of the creepier episodes maybe in the back half of the Legend season. We'll see what they do. It was always fun. But anyway, I think that is going to do it for my very first Constantine on Legends reaction podcast.
You never saw me, and everything is perfectly normal.
So thanks for sticking with me, guys. Like I said, if you're looking for a more detailed podcast dedicated to this series, I would highly recommend you listen to The Devil You Know, a Constantine podcast. And it's over on Golden Spiral Media, and you can find all of them at goldenspiralmedia.com. Like I said, Tony and Joe are fantastic, and they covered the series while it was on the air, and I'm sure they have lots of good little tidbits. So if you're watching the series for the first time and listening to what I'm doing right along with me, definitely go check out their podcasts. Final note, my goal was to release these regularly until Legends returns on Monday, April 1st. We'll have to see how this goes. I got a late start due to sickness and just general life busyness, so I guess that means you're just going to get a lot more of these, maybe a couple a week until I can get there. There's only 13 episodes to get through, so it should go pretty quick. And I'm looking forward to trying to do something solo. It's definitely interesting. And I'm excited to have you guys on this journey with me. So until next time, this is Harley Quinn, and I'm out.
Tomorrow's Legends is not affiliated with CBS, Warner Brothers, or the CW. We're a fan-made podcast for entertainment purposes only and are part of the Cybercast Network.